Time is the only wealth you can never earn back. Once it is gone forever. This is the brutal truth most people ignore as they scroll, wander, and waste the hours that could have built their future. A man can lose money and find a way to earn it again. A man can lose health and fight to rebuild it. But the moment of time you waste is not sleeping. It is dead, buried in the grave of yesterday. And still, people treat time like it is cheap. The greatest illusion of life is that we have more time. We behave like it is endless, but it is not. Every day the clock is cutting away at your life, slicing off hours, and you never know when the last one will strike. The Stoics knew this truth. They wrote to remind themselves daily, memento mori, remember that you will die, not to frighten, but to awaken. Because when you remember death, you remember to live. Look around you. How much of your time belongs to you? How many hours each day are stolen by distractions, by meaningless scrolling, by noise disguised as entertainment? Who is spending your life while you are not watching? You are alive, but are you awake? Focus is not a luxury. It is survival. Time unfocused is time wasted, and every wasted hour is another brick sealing the walls of regret. Think of Steve Jobs, a man who built empires of technology, yet on his deathbed admitted that time, not money, was the true wealth. He could buy anything except one more hour. He could not bribe death for one more tomorrow. Neither can you. Neither can I. Pause and ask yourself, if your time was gold coins handed to you each morning, would you spend them on distractions, on gossip, on fear, on the opinions of people who do not matter? Or would you guard them like treasure, investing them where they multiply? The truth is harsh. Most people treat time like it has no price. They live as if the days are infinite. They let anyone take their attention, steal their focus, waste their years. And then one day, they wake up empty, with nothing left but the ashes of time they threw away. But you are not most people. You are here. You are listening. That means something inside you knows the truth. Your time is the battlefield, and the first rule of war is to protect your resources. Your time is your most precious resource. Guard it. The discipline of focus begins with respect. Respect for your hours. Respect for your life. If you do not value your time, no one else will. If you do not guard your time, the world will consume it without mercy. So let me ask you, who is spending your life right now? Is it you, or is it the world? Your time is not stolen by force. It is stolen in whispers. It is stolen by the buzzing of a phone, by the endless scroll of images designed to keep your eyes locked, by conversations that go nowhere, by promises of tomorrow that never come. These are the invisible thieves of your life. They smile, they entertain, they promise joy, but they rob you of the hours that could have made you strong. Every hour you give to distraction is an hour denied to your destiny. Every moment wasted is a moment you will never see again. Do you understand the cost of this? People fear losing money, but they do not fear losing time, when in truth, time is infinitely more expensive. Focus is not natural. The human mind is restless. It hunts for novelty, for stimulation, for noise. But noise is the enemy. Neuroscience calls it the spotlight of attention. Wherever your focus shines, life grows. Whatever you ignore withers away. That is the law of the mind. If you shine your spotlight on weakness, weakness expands. If you shine it on distraction, distraction consumes you. If you shine it on greatness, greatness grows. So where is your spotlight today? On what matters, or on what wastes you? Look at the greatest athletes. They train their bodies, yes, but their true strength is in their focus. In the arena, noise surrounds them. Pressure suffocates them. Doubt whispers in their ear. And yet, they see only the goal. That is the discipline of focus. That is why they win. Warren Buffett once said, "The difference between successful people and very successful people is that very successful people say no to almost everything. They know their time is finite. They know every yes is a no to something greater, and so they guard their hours like soldiers guard a fortress. Do you guard yours? Ask yourself honestly, who are the thieves stealing your time today? Is it the glowing screen that traps your attention for hours? Is it the people who demand your presence but never give value in return? Or is it your own mind, whispering excuses, telling you tomorrow will be better, when tomorrow never comes? Focus is a discipline. It is not about doing more, but about cutting away the noise. It is about saying no. It is about drawing a circle around your time and declaring, "This belongs to me." The undisciplined are slaves to distraction. The disciplined are masters of time. Which will you be? Pause. Reflect. Because every thief you allow into your hours is stealing not just your present, but your future. Guard your time. Guard your focus. Because if you do not, no one will. A distracted man is a powerless man. The world celebrates multitasking as if it were strength, but the truth is merciless. Multitasking is not power. It is weakness, disguised as productivity. The brain does not do many things at once. It only switches, again and again, bleeding energy with every shift, and each switch costs you focus, costs you depth, costs you life. Imagine a lumberjack who swings his axe all day without sharpening the blade. He is busy, yes, but he is ineffective. His effort is scattered, his results broken. Contrast him with the man who pauses, sharpens the blade, and cuts with precision. In less time, he achieves more. That is the difference between distraction and focus. Where in your life are you swinging a dull axe? Where are you busy, but not moving? The cost of scattered attention is invisible until it is too late. Hours slip by, days vanish, years dissolve into nothing. And all the while, you feel tired, you feel busy, but you have built nothing of value. Science proves what wisdom already knew. The brain takes over 20 minutes to return to deep focus after distraction. Every time you check your phone, every time you glance at meaningless noise, you have stolen 20 minutes from yourself. Imagine this, repeated 100 times a day. How much of your life is gone, stolen by fragments? Focus is discipline. Discipline is freedom. When you focus, you compress time. You achieve in 2 hours what the distracted cannot achieve in 10. The disciplined writer who gives 2 undisturbed hours daily will produce books that outlast empires. The distracted dreamer who dabbles for years will die with his pages empty. Ask yourself, how many hours of your life have been stolen not by others, but by your own scattered mind? How much of your destiny have you traded for notifications, for gossip, for moments of escape? Do not lie to yourself. Do not say you will focus tomorrow. Focus does not begin tomorrow. Focus begins now, in this moment, with the choice to guard your attention like it is treasure. Because it is treasure. It is the only treasure that multiplies when you protect it. Every yes is a no to something else. This is the discipline most never learn. People waste their lives not only because of distraction, but because they say yes to everything. They say yes to demands that do not matter. They say yes to obligations that drain them. They say yes to people who do not deserve their time. And in doing so, they say no to their own greatness. Focus is not about doing more. It is about protecting what matters. It is about choosing less, but choosing with force. Michelangelo once said, "Perfection is not when there's nothing more to add, but when there's nothing left to take away." His masterpiece David was carved not by adding stone, but by removing it. Focus is the same. You do not create a life of greatness by adding more, but by cutting away the noise, the clutter, the distractions. Look at Warren Buffett again. His calendar is almost empty. Not because he is lazy, but because he is ruthless with his time. He understands that every hour wasted on the trivial is an hour stolen from the essential. Ask yourself, how much of your life is stolen by saying yes when you should have said no? How many projects, How many obligations, how many meaningless tasks are consuming the hours that should belong to your true purpose? The discipline of saying no is the discipline of guarding your future. It is the discipline of honoring your destiny more than you honor the demands of others. It is not cruelty, it is clarity. A monk once said, "If you do not guard your time, others will decide your life for you, and they will not decide in your favor." So pause, reflect. Where must you say no? Who must you say no to? Because until you say no to the lesser, you cannot say yes to the greater. Until you say no to the noise, you cannot say yes to your destiny. Guard your time. Guard your focus. Say no, because your yes must mean something. Irony defines the human struggle. People believe freedom is found in doing whatever they want, whenever they want. But look closer, and you will see the opposite. True freedom is born only in discipline, in focus, in the ruthless guarding of time. A scattered man with 8 hours achieves nothing. A focused man with 2 hours achieves everything. This is not philosophy. This is reality. Think of the writer who commits to 2 sacred hours daily, with no noise, no distraction, no compromise. 2 hours, repeated with discipline, produce books that outlive their author. Now think of the dreamer who spends 10 hours a day working, but breaks his focus every 10 minutes. His pages remain blank. His life remains empty. Ask yourself, which are you becoming? The writer of legacy or the dreamer of excuses? Science tells us the mind can reach a state of flow where time dissolves and performance explodes. But flow does not come to the distracted. It comes to the disciplined, to the one who creates sacred hours and guards them like gold. Where are your sacred hours? Do you have them? Or are your days a battlefield of interruptions? Imagine for a moment that you gave yourself just 2 hours a day of undisturbed focus. 1 year from now, what would exist in your life that does not exist today? A book, a business, a body rebuilt, a mind sharpened, a life transformed. Do not underestimate what focused hours can do. 2 hours a day equals 730 hours a year. That is more than enough to master a new skill, to write a book, to transform your health, to change your destiny. Pause here. Look into yourself. What could you build in 730 focused hours? What is the project, the dream, the purpose you have abandoned because you thought you had no time? You do have time. You are simply not guarding it. Here is the truth. Every day will try to steal your hours. The world will offer you distractions, temptations, noise. But you must decide. Will you give them your life? Or will you guard your hours and spend them on what matters? Freedom is not the absence of discipline. Freedom is the reward of discipline. And the man who masters his hours becomes the master of his destiny. So I ask you again, what is your sacred hour, and why are you not protecting it yet? Sometimes, truth is easier to see in the lives of others. There was once a student drowning in failure. He spent hours studying, but in truth, he was scattered, divided, distracted. Then one teacher gave him a simple rule. 1 focused hour, every day, no excuses. 1 hour, phones away, books open, mind engaged. Within months, his grades rose. Within a year, he was among the best. Not because he was smarter, but because he was focused. There was an entrepreneur buried under chaos. Meetings filled his days, emails consumed his nights. He worked 16 hours and achieved nothing. Then he cut away 80% of what was useless. He dedicated his energy only to high-leverage work. The business rose from ashes to success. Focus, not hours, built his empire. Monks in monasteries rise before dawn, sitting in silence for hours. At first glance, it looks like they are doing nothing. But in truth, they are training the mind to focus, to see clearly, to endure storms without breaking. Science now proves their brains show resilience modern society cannot match. Ask yourself, what could 1 focused hour do for your life? Could it heal your mind? Could it build your future? Could it rescue the dream you thought was gone? Pause here. Close your eyes if you can. Imagine dedicating one sacred hour daily to your true calling. Not scrolling, not drifting, but focused, intentional, disciplined. Imagine 1 year of that. What do you see? Who do you become? These are not fantasies. They are real. People have done it before you. People are doing it now. The only difference between them and you is the discipline of focus. But here is the challenge. Most of you listening right now will nod your head, feel inspired, and still return to distraction. You will tell yourself, you will begin tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes. Stay with me here. Do not drift. This is the moment to decide. Not later, not next week, not when life feels easier. Now, the rule of focus is not about tomorrow. It is about the next hour. Guard it, own it, protect it, because 1 hour daily can transform everything. So I leave you this question. If you gave yourself 1 sacred hour a day for the next year, what could you build? And who could you become? Every time you try to guard your time, resistance rises. It comes in the form of friends who do not respect your focus. It comes in the form of endless notifications. But most of all, it comes from inside you. The whisper says, just 5 more minutes, just 1 more scroll, just 1 more excuse. That whisper has destroyed more destinies than failure ever has. Stephen Pressfield called it resistance, the invisible enemy that appears whenever you attempt to grow. It is not outside, it is within. It is your fear, your doubt, your laziness, dressed in comforting words, and unless you fight it, it will own you. The truth is simple. The stronger your dream, the stronger the resistance. The closer you get to mastery, the louder the excuses. This is not proof of weakness. It is proof you are on the right path. But here lies the choice. Each time you surrender, resistance grows stronger. Each time you act in spite of it, you grow stronger. Every hour guarded is a victory. Every hour surrendered is a defeat. The war is fought not in years, but in minutes. Think of Thomas Edison. Thousands of failed experiments. Thousands of hours where resistance whispered that he was wasting his life. But he guarded his hours, fought his war, and gave the world light. Ask yourself, what inventions, what creations, what dreams in your own life are waiting to be born if only you fought harder for your hours? What destiny is dying inside you because you keep surrendering your time? Pause here. Look at your own life with honesty. How often have you betrayed yourself by giving your time to what does not matter? How many days have you let slip away because resistance convinced you tomorrow would be better? This is the war for your hours, and you are the only general who can win it. Stay with me now. Do not drift, because this is the part of the journey where most people give up. But you must not. You must stand and fight, because your life depends on it. So ask yourself one more time. Will you let resistance own your hours, or will you fight for them and claim your destiny? At the end of all things, your life is nothing more than the sum of your hours. What you guard is what you build. What you waste is what you bury. Look back through history. Every empire, every revolution, every masterpiece was built not in decades, but in guarded hours. Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat. 1 hour of courage changed a nation. A young programmer spent his nights writing lines of code. Those guarded hours became companies that reshaped the world. Giants are not created in grand events. Giants are created in hours fiercely protected. The danger is that you do not see it. Growth is invisible. Each hour feels small, but they are not small. They are bricks. One by one, they build the fortress of your destiny. Imagine yourself 1 year from now. If you guarded just 1 sacred hour a day, what would your life look like? Health rebuilt, skills mastered, relationships renewed, dreams reborn. Imagine yourself 1 year from now, if you did not. Another year lost. Another year wasted. Another year gone forever. Pause and feel that weight, because it is real. The future is already being written by what you do with this hour. Right now, you must decide. Will you guard your hours or give them away? Will you focus on what matters or scatter yourself until nothing remains? This is the law of time. Guard it and you rise. Waste it and you fall. There is no middle ground. Freedom is not found in doing everything. Freedom is found in doing what matters, with focus, with discipline, with fire. Stay with me for this last thought. Your destiny is not waiting in the future. It is being carved right now in the minutes you guard, or the minutes you lose. So I ask you, when the story of your life is told, will it be the story of someone who guarded his hours and mastered his destiny, or someone who gave them away until nothing was left? Guard your time, guard your focus, because the man who masters his time masters his life. Time does not wait. It does not pause. It does not forgive. The hour you waste is gone forever, and the hour you guard becomes the foundation of your destiny. You have seen the truth. Focus is not luxury, it is survival. Discipline is not punishment, it is freedom. The man who masters his hours masters his life. So now the choice is yours. Will you guard your time or give it away? Will you sharpen your blade or swing it dull until nothing remains? Pause and let that question settle in your soul, because your answer will write the story of your future. This chapter of the Discipline Code ends here, but the journey does not. The next lesson waits, one that will demand even more of you. You have learned to guard your time. Soon, you will learn how to command your mind. So I ask you, are you ready to take the next step?